The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. Welcome to this week's and a very special Christmas episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. In today's episode, we will feature the battle of North versus South Poles as the North Pole Spirit will battle it out against the South Pole Grouches in a fierce 60-minute battle to see who scores the most goals within the allotted time. And dare I say, Christmas is on the line. Oh, please, Spirit, win! But before we get into today's festivities, let's have a look and see how goal scoring frenzy will go down. And without further delay, let's get right into the rules and regulations of how goal scoring frenzy will go down. For those of you that are new to the channel, I say welcome and hope you are liking, and I hope that you will enjoy today's episode of Goal Scoring Frenzy or any other episodes of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. But if you are a recent viewer and if you want to skip ahead to the action, I will leave a timestamp. I will leave the timestamp to the episode down below in the description if you don't want to hear the rules and regulations in future episodes. But with that being said, let's get right into it and see how goal scoring frenzy will play out. And as such, we will play Hockey Blast Express under rules as written, or AKA R.A.W. And we will play as many segments to score as many goals as possible within a 1 hour time frame limit. Now, for every 12 segments played in the time frame, we will swap out the goalies for both teams to prevent any goalie fatigue from taking place. In case of a player injury, you will notice on the player cards they will have an injury grade, and we will play it out like such. For any player that has an injury grade of A to C, they will sit out for 12 segments. Anyone that's rated a player injury grade of a D, they will sit out for 12 on a dot, 24 on a blank, as we will roll the decide or die. Anyone that is a rated E on a player injury grade, they will sit out for 24 segments. And of course, if they are rated an injury grade of F, they will sit out for the remainder of the time frame matchup here for this episode of Goal Scoring Frenzy. And in case of player fatigue throughout the episode, we will make the necessary substitutions if needed. And of course, the main rule, as always, in Goal Scoring Frenzy, the team that scores the most goals in 60 minutes will win today's episode. With that being said, buckle up and stay tuned for Puck Drop. But first, let's have a look and say thank you to our official Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode of Goal Scoring Frenzy here on the Hockey Blast Express Hour. We would like to take the time to send out a special thanks to our Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour is brought to you in part by Bitty Beer. They say it's a blend of hops, rice, and barley that gives Bitty Beer its distinctive taste. But we know better. It's our brewing process that gives our beer that one-of-a-kind flavor that no premium beer can match. Our vats have never been cleaned, so there's an itty bit of history in every can. Bitty Beer, the beer for folks who can't afford better. And we remind you, if you choose to drink bitty beer, please remember to drink responsibly. And by Doc Cola, the official cola beverage of the Play Games community. Doc Cola uses the finest imitation ingredients that bring you that sugary blast of caffeine you've come to know and love. With twice the sugar and 3 times the caffeine of any other major brand, Doc Cola is sure to keep you wired from dawn until dusk. So, while you're at it, take the Doc Cola challenge and see where our customers agree you'll never be able to wean yourself from refreshing Dot Cola. And by Ice Brew, the official brewery choice of the Play Games community. Brewed in the frozen tundra of northern Wisconsin, Ice Brew is a beer made for sports fans and tailgating. Our 150-year-old family recipe is brewed to make the most of every ingredient. We use hops, barley, wheat, corn, rice, oats, quinoa, spelt, malt, and sunflower seeds blended together with the finest water shipped in from the shores of Lake Michigan. One sip, and you'll agree there's nothing like Ice Brew. And by Pizza Kingdom, the official pizza joint of the Play Games community. At Pizza Kingdom, our signature New York pizza starts with the crust when we layer on our homemade pizza sauce, then load your pizza up with mounds of cheese. When it comes out of the oven, it's piping hot, golden brown, and ready for you to enjoy. And we give that majestic culinary work of art to Mikey, our 16-year-old delivery driver, who, who is as responsible as a tree stump. Pizza Kingdom. It was sure perfection when it's left in the store. And with that being said, let the battle for Christmas begin. And we're going to begin with a penalty check right off the bat as we see anybody in the ice for the Spirit against player number uh, 2. That is ugly. He is ugly. Um, to go at it with the penalty check here. So it looks like this early on, it's early in the game. I think we're going to go with Twinkle to tie things up. But you may never know what's going to happen. So each team decided to say, hey, we're going to size up one another and play hockey. Without further delay, let's move on to the next segment. Quality check between players 3 and 5. That is going to be Snowball and Smelly. The quality we're looking for is skill. It looks like both players have skill, and that is going to be it. And again, I forgot to mention that there will be no goaltenders swapping out. And of course, what you see on the ice is what you'll see. So no changing players for today's episode of Goal Scoring Frenzy. Uh, since one goalie was printed for each, and we will play it that way. And if we get an injury, we will ignore them. We will ignore the injury and play it as written. So if we get a triple ones, we go to the visitor scoring chance. For example, home goalie has to make a play save, and et cetera for home. With that being said, let's not waste any more time and move on with a visitor scoring chance of a 14, and it reads home goalie must make play save. So Santa Claus needs to make a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He does. Nobody flips, and we'll move on to the next segment. Quality check between players 5 and 3. That's Fruit Sleigh and Fralix. Excuse me, not Fralix. That'll be Edgy James. The quality we're looking for is hit. It looks like neither player has hit, and we will move on to the next segment. here in this one. Visitor scoring chance of a 46, and it reads any visitor player with a power play circle star symbol creates a power play goal. Unfortunately, we do not see any power play circle star symbols printed out on the South Pole Grouch's side. Something that Evil Steve forgot to lay out for his team when creating the lineup. So therefore, it's going to be a no action result, and we will move on to the next segment. Quality check between players 2 and anybody in the ice for the Grouches. Jolly Stockings will be the player in question for the Spirit, as we are going to be looking for the quality of star. It looks like Jolly Stockings is not going to win this one. So pick your poison between Prickly, Fralix, or Grover for star. Let's have the red die decide. Prickly's 1-2, Fralix is 3-4, Grover's 5-6. Again, Prickly's 1-2, Fralix is 3-4, Grover is 5-6. And it will be Grouch Grover, as he has star printed out on his card. And I do believe, checking the rules here, I rolled a 2. If one player has it, then yep, well, chance. So he's going to move on Santa Claus for a play save opportunity. A 1, 2, or 3 will stop it, and it does to keep this battle for Christmas at 0 apiece between. Yes, Johnny Stockings was the player in question, and we will move on to the next segment here with a quality check between anybody in the ice for the Spirit against player number 5. That's Humbug Hornog. And again, all these names are, except for Santa Claus is fake. And it's all for entertainment purposes only. So in this case here, we got Humbug Hornog as the player in question. The quality that we're looking for is smart. It looks like Humbug Hornog is not smart. So pick your poison between Gil Christmas, Jingleberry, Snow Bubbles, or Peppermint. It looks like. Ooh. We'll have the red die decide. 1 or a 6 is a reroll. 2. So we got Cookie Gill Christmas taking the battle for smart as he skates on into Axis Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and the Spirit get on the board early, courtesy of Cookie Gill Christmas. As the Spirits strike first in this battle for Christmas. Quality check between both players in 3, I should say. That is going to be Crab against Jingleberry. The quality we're looking for is star. Neither Jingleberry or Crab has star. And that is going to be it for that segment. And we will move on to the next segment with a a home scoring opportunity. And it's going to be a 42. Any home player with a triangle creates a goal. Yes, Globe Snowbubbles has the triangle printed down on his card. So he is going to, let me just make sure. Yes, so only if the square is showing up. Yep, so Globe Snowbubbles will score the goal, and it's 2-0 North Pole Spirit. We stay put in this segment with another home scoring chance, this time a 23. Visitor goalie must make spec save. So Trashmonger needs to net a 1 or a 2 to make the stop. He won't, and it's 3-0 Spirit. Let's see who scored the goal. 7. That's going to be player with the best shot rating. And it looks like it's going to go to Figgy Fourth Win. So Fourth Win will score the goal, the third goal of this matchup for the North Pole Spirit. And we will move on to the next portion in this segment with a visitor scoring chance to hopefully to have the Grouches to have an attempt to get on the board here. as it is going to end up being a 26. Choice visitor player rolls for a goal using assist stars +2. You better believe it, I'm going to give it that opportunity to Fralix, because Fralix needs to net a 4 or a 5 with a dot to score the goal. Oh, and he can't! The little elves at the North Pole are saying, yay, go Spirit, yay! As Evil Steve is retreating back to the drawing board here, as we move on to the next segment with a quality check between players 1 and 2. That's Plump Buzzowitz and Johnny Sleaze. The quality we're looking for is smart. It looks like Sleaze has smart as he takes a little, as he trips up Buzzowitz, moves in on Santa Claus, hopefully net a 1, 2, or a 3 to make the stop. And he does! Little cheating aspect from the South Pole Grouches as this matchup in the battle for Christmas reigns on with the Spirit leading 3-0. Another visitor scoring chance, this time it's a 26. Again, choice visitor player rolls for a goal using assist stars +2. Either way, yeah, Ugly was flipped, so yes, I believe Ugly was flipped. So Odious Grimes will be the player in question to take this one. So it looks like we're going to have to roll a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. And he does. The South Pole Grouches get on the board and a little flip of the bird action. And the ref sees that and he calls the penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. If he does that again, he's out of here. Oh, I forgot it was choice visitor player. Sorry about that. And we will move on to the next portion of the segment with a quality check between players. Excuse me, not a quality check. Excuse me, a penalty check, I should say, between players 4 and 1. And the people are saying, that get that SOB off the ice. He tripped up our specialty player. As the player in question is going to be Nougat goes to the box as Ugly will skate on into Santa Claus. Hopefully, net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. And he does. Sorry, I forgot to click on the thing. And we will move on to the next segment with the score. The North Pole Spirit leading this battle for Christmas by a score of 3-1 over the South Pole Grouches. Quality check between players 1 and 3. That's Golden Bells and Winsome. The quality is skill. And it looks like both players have skill. And we will move on to the next segment here in this battle for Christmas. Quality check between players 3 and 2. That is going to be Snowball and Fralix. The quality is Star. It looks like Fralix has Star, so he's going to skate on into Santa Claus to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and the Grouches creep 1 goal closer, courtesy of Fraud Fralix. And again, we will not be switching out goalies because Trashmonger and Santa Claus are the only goal tenders carded from this Snowball set in this battle for Christmas. Home scoring chance of a 46. And it looks like it is going to be visitor defense player in 1. That's Prickly. He stops a Spirit goal with a quality roll of speed or a square. Although he does not have speed, he does have a square well enough to stop the Spirit from making a move as Evil Steve puts out a little bit of cheating, puts out a little bit of a cheating scheme there. And the refs are keeping an eye on him. If he does that, he's going to be tossed out of here. And with that being said, the first 3 periods are over. And again, after the first 12 segments, the Spirit lead it 3-2. We got ourselves a home scoring chance of a 16. Visitor goalie must make shot save. A 1 through 4 will do so for Trashmonger. Of course it does. Nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment. Visitor scoring chance of a 41. Visitor player in 4. That's Smirk Dagmar. He creates a goal with a quality roll of star or a triangle. Yes and yes. So he does get credited for the game tying goal. And it's all knotted up at 3. And Evil Steve is like, yes, let's go. Oh, time to stop Christmas. Visitor scoring chance of a 14. Again, that is going to be home goalie must make play save. Excuse me. Yes, play save. So Santa Claus needs to add a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. And he does. Nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment with a penalty check. And it looks like Evil Steve has some thoughts here. We look at players 1 and 5, trying to slow down Slowberry here as he helps his guy, as he doesn't help out his guy, as both players have the same penalty rating of 0.5. And we are going to move on. And the ref is like, there is no way we're going to have this guy keep a little cheating, play a little bit of tipping and cheating in a little piece of favor here to cancel Christmas here. So he's given a bench warning to Evil Steve. And if he pulls stuff like this again, he's going to go to the sin bin, aka the locker room. Excuse me. A visitor scoring chance of a 21. Home goalie must make shot saves. So, oh man, Santa Claus needs to net a 1 and only a 1 in order to stop the Grouches from taking the lead. He won't, and Evil Steve has struck again. Let's see who scored the goal for his team. 4, third best shot rating. So the best out there on the ice is James. The second best is going to go to Grover, and the third best is going to be between Double Cross and Pinch. Um, hmm. Between one of those two, Dot, it'll be Double Cross. And it will be Double Cross. Excuse me. So Double Cross will skate the go-ahead goal for now. The Grouches lead it 4-3 in this battle for Christmas. But our heroes are still looking sharp as ever as we continue play in the next portion with excuse me, a penalty check, I should say, between anybody in the ice for the Spirit against player number 5. That's Grover. Well, either way, Grover is going to go to the box. So pick your poison. We're going to have Twinkle take this power play opportunity as he will skate on into Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. And he does. And that is an Evil Steve has some evil cheating thoughts on his mind to cancel Christmas this year. Let's hope he doesn't get the job done. We need a lot of cheering in the comments to say, let's go, Spirit. Excuse me. We got ourselves it's a quality check. And again, when double sixes come up, so again, I look at the home side first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. 5. So that's Pete Peppermint, and he will take on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be a reroll. 1. That is Knuckles Hooligan. So Peppermint will take on Hooligan for Star. It looks like Peppermint has Star, and as he looks to skate on into Trashmonger, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to stop the Spirit from tying things up. And he does it. The Spirit tying things up at 4. And Evil Steve is like, timeout. I want to challenge for offside. The ref says no. The goal was deemed onside. We have a good goal, and the South Pole has been assessed a bench minor penalty. We move on to the next segment with a quality check between players 5 and 4. That's Ivy and Pinch. The quality is star. It looks like both players have star. Both players have star, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 63. Home defense stop, breakaway chance. Visitor goalie has to make a play save, so 1, 2, or 3 will do so. And he does. Nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one with another home scoring chance of a 16. Visitor goalie must make a shot save. So visitor goalie must make shot save. Man, a 4, 1 to 4 will do so. And of course he does. Trashmonger does, so nobody flips. We'll move on to the next segment with triple three. So this is going to be another critical face-off. So again, since nobody has a face-off rating, the tie goes to the home team. So the Spirit are going to skate on into Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 on the spec save, which unfortunately they won't, as Evil Steve is jumping up and down like, come on, you're supposed to save those. The Spirit take a 5-4 lead. Let's see who scored the goal. 12. Okay, so we're going to roll a die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 will be a reroll. 3, that's Alabaster Snowball. So Snowball will take the go-ahead goal for now in this matchup so far. Excuse me. As we move on to the next portion with a quality check between players 2 and 5. That is going to be between Thames and Hornog and Humbug Hornog. And again, all these names are fictional and for entertainment purposes only. And again, the battle is for power. It looks like Hornog has power, so he's going to skate on into Santa Claus to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. And he does, just in case if I didn't click on it, click on the shot save button on my scorebug, and it looks like that is going to be it for that segment. So 2-5 needs to flip, and the score after 40 minutes, after 20 minutes have been played here so far in this matchup between the two poles, South Pole and North Pole. The South Pole Grouches are down by 1 goal. It's 5-4 Spirit. We got ourselves a quality check between players 2 and 5. That's Jolly Stockings, I should say, and Smelly. Excuse me. The quality we're looking for is speed. It looks like Chutney Jolly Stockings has speed, so he's going to skate on into Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. And he does. The refs are looking things over here. They see no cheating schemes here from the Grouches as of late, as the Spirit maintains their 5-4 lead here in this battle for Christmas. Another quality check. This time it'll be between players 1 and anybody in the ice for the Grouches. Blunt Buzzowitz will be your player in question for the Spirit. And it looks like the quality we're looking for is star. Buzzowitz is not going to win this one. So it's either Prickly, Sleaze, or Grover. Um, All 3 have star. Let's have the red die decide. So Prickly is 1-2, Sleaze is 3-4, Grover is 5-6. Again, Prickly is 1-2, Sleaze is 3-4, Grover is 5-6. And it looks like it'll be Sullen Prickly winning the battle over Plump Buzzlewitz for Star, as he will skate on into Santa Claus, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and the game is tied courtesy of Sullen Prickly. And the rest are looking over at Evil Steve like, did you pull a cheating scheme here? And Evil Steve is like, no. Are you sure that my team is cheating? Why don't you look at the spirit? Why don't you look at the spirit and their cheating schemes, huh? The spirit says, no way, we don't cheat. And we will move on to the next portion here with a quality check between players 2 and 5, Cookie Gill Christmas and Grouch Grover will be your players in question. The quality we're looking for is hit. Both players have the same idea as they both collide at mid-center ice for hit, and that is going to be all she wrote for this segment, and we will move on, excuse me, to the next portion here with another quality check. This time it'll be between players to the same positions, 2 and 5. This time it's Pudding Thames and Humbug Hornug. The quality that we're looking for is speed. Excuse me. It looks like Thames is going to skate on into Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and the Spirit take a 6-5 lead courtesy of Pudding Thames. It's been a close battle here so far in this Skull Scoring Frenzy matchup in this special edition for the Battle of Christmas. We stay put in this segment with a quality check between players anybody on the ice for the North Pole Spirit against player number 4. Excuse me. That is Odious Grimes. The quality that we're looking for is skill. Let's see here. It looks like Grimes has skill. Man, pick your poison. It's going to be a tie either way. I do want to keep the power play circle star symbol out there for snow bubbles. So besides 4 and 6, we'll have the red die decide. Either a 4 or a 6 is a reroll. 3. So Jingleberry will tie things up with Odious Grimes for skill. And that is going to be all she wrote for this segment. And we will move on to the next one. We got ourselves a a penalty check, I should say, between players 5 and 2. That is Fruit Slay and Sleaze. It looks like Sleaze is going to go out to the box as Fruit Slay, as the refs call a little hooking call here by Johnny Sleaze. And Johnny is like, there's no way. How can you see that? And the ref says, get in the box or it's a double minor. So Orin Fruit Slay is going to skate on into Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't. 7-5. It'll be a 7-5 lead for closed snow bubbles, and it will be considered to be a power play goal. We stay put in this segment with a quality check between players 1 and anybody on the ice for the Grouches, and it looks like we are going to have the battle be for smart. Pick your poison between anybody but ugly or smelly, since neither has smart. Hmm. I think we're gonna go with Dagmar because he has the most assist stars, and he really needs to get off the ice. So both players have smart. We will move on to the next segment here in this one with A quality check. This time it'll be between players 2 and 1. That is going to be Jolly Stockings and Double Cross. I don't like the smell of Double Cross here. He's cooking up something. The quality is for speed. Excuse me. And it looks like Chutney Jolly Stockings has the quality of speed. So he's going to skate on into Axe's Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He does, and that is going to be it for that segment, and we will move on to the next one. Quality check between players. Anybody on the ice for the Spirit against player number 5. That's Junus Smelly. The quality that we're looking for is smart. It looks like Smelly is not going to win this one, so pick your poison. Excuse me. Other than Slewberry or Nougat. So Gil Christmas, Fourth Wind, or Fruit Slay is going to take the battle for smart. We'll have the red die decide. 1, 2 was Gil Christmas. 3, 4 is Fourth Wind. Fruit Slay is 5, 6. Again, Gil Christmas is 1, 2. Fourth Wind is 3, 4. Fruit Slay is 5, 6. And it will be right across from him with Fruit Slay. So Fruit Slay is going to win the battle for smart, as he's going to skate on in to Axe's Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and it's 8-5, courtesy of Orin Fruit Slay. And Evil Steve is like, "What do I do? The refs are watching us. It's like we have no idea what's going on." We continue on in this segment with a quality check between, excuse me, not a quality check, a penalty check, I should say. Excuse me, between players, anybody on the ice for the Spirit against player number 3. That is Edgy James. Well, either way, either way we could tie. We could either tie or have one of these teams go on the power play. So here's what we're going to do. 1, 2 is going to be South Pole Grouches taking the power play. 3, 4 we tie. 5, 6 the home team's going to take a power play opportunity. Oh man, and it looks like the South Pole Grouches are going to go on the power play as the only highest penalty rating out there on the ice for the Spirit is Cookie Gil Christmas. So Gil Christmas is going to skate out to the box, and the refs smell a little something foul here on this penalty, but they're going to let it go. Edgy James is going to skate on in to Santa Claus, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3, hoping Santa can stop it. He does. The Santa says, "I got your back, refs. I know they're cheating a little bit." Santa can see that Evil Steve is not going to get some Christmas presents tomorrow morning under his Christmas tree. We will move on to the next segment with the quality check. This time it'll be between players 4 and 1. That's Frosty Nougat and Knuckles Hooligan. The quality that we're looking for is hit. It looks like Hooligan, like the hooligan that he is, sucker punches Nougat for a hit. And as he moves in on Santa Claus for a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop, he does. As the crowd here at North Pole Stadium is telling the refs, saying, "Hey, come on, that should have been a penalty." And Evil Steve is like, "What penalty?" We continue on here with a quality check between players 4 and anybody in the ice for the Grouches. The quality that we're looking for is skill. Well, either way, pick your poison between Anybody out there on the South Pole Grouches? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go right across from them with not Piper Twig. Sorry, for Ebenezer Pinch, as both players have skill, and that is going to be all she wrote for this segment. And we will move on to the next one with, excuse me, a quality check. Excuse me. This time it's going to be between players 5 and 2. Excuse me. Peppermint and Ugly is going to be the battle here for Smart. It looks like Peppermint's going to win the battle for Smart, and he's going to skate on in a Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and it's 9-5 Spirit, courtesy of Pete Peppermint. We stay in this segment with a quality check again. This time it'll be between players 4 and anybody on the ice for the Grouches. Excuse me. The quality that we're looking for is Star. It looks like Prickly, Fralix, or Grover are going to tie Snow Bubbles for Star. Hmm. Wow. I think we'll have the red die decide. 1, 2 is Prickly, 3, 4 is Fralix, 5, 6 is Grover. Again, Prickly is 1, 2, Fralix is 3, 4, Grover is 5, 6. And it looks like Front Fralix is going to be the player in question, so he's going to be taken off the ice for now, as both players have a star, and that is going to be all she wrote for this segment, and we will move on to the next one. Excuse me. A visitor scoring chance of a 13. Home goalie must make play save. Oh man, Santa Claus needs to net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He can't, and all of a sudden it's a 3-goal game now. 9-6 is your score. Let's see who scored the goal for the Grouches. 11, second best shot rating. The best out there currently is Grover. The second best is going to go to, Sullen Prickly. So Sullen Prickly is going to skate off with the goal for the South Pole Grouches. And we move on to the next portion of this segment with, excuse me, a quality check between players 3 and 1. That is Fourth Wind and Double Cross. The quality that we're looking for is speed. It looks like Fourth Wind has speed as he guides that wind, as he is gaining speed on Trashmonger, hopefully to knock him into his own net. 1, 2, or 3 will do so. He does. Dang it. And your score after at the 35-minute mark, or excuse me, the 36-minute mark coming up, is Spirit 9, Grouches 6. Quality check between both players in 3. That's Snowball and Crab. The quality we're looking for is Star. Neither Snowball or Crab have Star. And that is going to be all she wrote on this one. And we will move on to the next segment with a visitor scoring chance. Uh-oh. Is Evil Steve up to his cheating ways again? Home goalie must make play save. Excuse me. We're going to find out right here and now. 1, 2, or 3 will do so. He will make, Santa Claus makes the save. Steve is like standing at the bench being all like, "Grr, I want to win to stop Christmas." And with that being said, the strategy's been given away, and we will move on to the next segment with a quality check between players 2 and 4, Thames and Grimes. For speed, it looks like Thames is going to win the battle. Yes, he is. He moves in on Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop, which he will do so. It's still a 3-goal game. The battle for Christmas is still going strong here, down to the next, going down to the wire as we hit the 20, as we almost are going to hit the 20-minute mark here. 20 minutes left here. Excuse me. A penalty check between players 5 and 1. Hadwin Ivy and Hooligan are going to be your players in question. And it looks like Hooligan's going to go to the box. Too much fooling and, fooling around on the ice there. So Ivy is going to skate on in. Excuse me, a trash monger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. Of course, he does. We continue on to the next segment with a quality check between players 2 and 6. And again, that's anybody on the ice for the Grouches. Excuse me. Jolly Stockings is going to be the player in question. Let's see here. The quality that we're looking for is skill, and it looks like, well, either way, it's going to be a tie. So we're going to go right across from him with Johnny Sleaze, as both players have skill. And we will move on to the next segment with a home scoring chance. Excuse me, a home scoring chance of the 56. Any visitor player with a square stops the Spirit goal. Unfortunately, there is a square out there for the South Pole Grouches. Just how Evil Steve drew it up. Prickly stops the Spirit from scoring the goal. And at the almost near the 20-minute mark, we will have a 9-6 lead going down to the wire here for the final 20 minutes of play here on Christmas Eve. Quality check. Excuse me, between players, both players in 3, I should say. That is Winsome and Jingleberry. The quality that we're looking for is power. It looks like that Winsome has power, so he's going to skate on into Santa Claus to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He does. He does. He does. He does. With that being said, we move on to the next segment. We got ourselves a home scoring. Excuse me, not home scoring chance. Sorry. Excuse me, a visitor scoring chance of a 43. Any visitor player with a triangle creates a goal. Unfortunately, yes. Since James was flipped, I'm going to leave him out of it. So it's going to be Dagmar or Grover taking the goal. Dot. It will be Dagmar. And it will be Grover. So Grover is going to take this goal here. Will score the goal for the South Pole Grouches. It is 9-7. Excuse me. As we move on to the next portion here with a home scoring chance of a 62, and it reads, any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. I don't see any circle, yes, right? Yes, circle out there. So it looks like it'll be a power play goal. It's 10-7 Spirit. Let's see who scored the goal. We'll consider it to be a power play goal. Player with the best shot rating. Well, that's going to go to Fourth Wind. So Fourth Wind is going to skate off with the power play goal for the North Pole Spirit. And it's now a 3-goal game. Excuse me, a 3-goal game still. And we will move on to the next portion in this segment with visitor scoring chance of a 61. Any home player with a square will stop a Spirit goal. Yes. Slowberry, Christmas, or Nougat is going to take this was going to stop the all important goal for the Grouches as let's see here. I like to keep that circle out there for Kill Christmas. Dot, it's Slowberry. And it will be Slowberry. So Slowberry will um, stop the Grouches from scoring, and we will move on to the next portion. Excuse me, the next segment, I should say, with a penalty check. Excuse me, between players 5 and 3. That's Fruit Slate and Edgy James. It looks like both players have the same penalty rating of 0.5. Edgy James is like, hey, he did it first. He did it first. Nah. The ref says, no way. We're gonna say, nah. You move along. You move right along. No penalty here. Here is we move on to the next segment with a quality check between players 1 and 3. That is going to be Buzzlewitz and Crab. The quality is smart. Buzzlewitz and Crab do not have smart, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. As the battle for Christmas is coming down to the wire with 16 minutes left. Quality check between players 3 and 5. That is going to be Snowball and Hornog. The quality that we're looking for is hit. It looks like Snowball has hit, so he's gonna do a little magic trick of his own, tossing a snowball in the face of Hornog. The ref says, "Nah, we're gonna say, hey, it's all good." Evil Steve is like, "Excuse me, that should be a penalty." But the ref says, "Nah, it's not," as he was playing the puck. So Snowball is going to skate on in a trash monger, hopefully in a net of 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. And he does. And we continue on with a quality check between players 4 and anybody on the ice for the Grouches. The quality that we're looking for is speed, and it looks like the only guy out there with speed is Dagmar. The player in question for the Spirit is Nougat, so both Dagmar and Nougat both have speed, and that is going to be all she wrote for this one, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between both players in one. That's Double Cross and Golden Bells. The quality that we're looking for is power. It looks like Double Cross has power. As he will skate on into Santa Claus, hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. All of a sudden, it's a 2-goal game now. 10-8. Still in favor. Excuse me. Still in favor of the Spirit. We stay put in this segment with a quality check. Let's see here. A quality check. This time it'll be between players 4 and 2. Twinkle and Ugly. The quality that we're looking for is hit. Neither player between Twinkle or Ugly have hit. And that is going to be all she wrote for this one. And we will move on to the next segment with a visitor scoring chance of a 46. And it reads, any visitor player with a power play circle star symbol creates a power play goal. Unfortunately, no one out there on again, Evil Steve is like, we want to score a power play goal here. But guess what? Where do you see a power play circle star symbol out there? I don't see one, if you ask me. So therefore it's going to be a no action result. And excuse me, we will move on to the next segment with a quality check between players 1 and anybody in the ice for the For the Grouches, Slowberry is the player in question. The quality that we're looking for is speed. Fralix or Pinch have speed, so it's either one of those two. We're gonna give the idea to We're gonna give the chance to Fralix as he will skate on into Santa Claus to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and all of a sudden it's a 1-goal game. And all of a sudden, Evil Steve is plotting up something evil here to cancel Christmas. Come on, North Pole Spirit, you have to win this one. Quality check between both players in one. Buzzlewitz and Hooligan are your players in question. The quality is speed. Nobody has speed between the two. And we will move on to the next portion here with a penalty check, I should say, of a between players 1 and 5. That's Golden Bells and Smelly. Smelly is going to skate out to the box. This Golden Bells is going to skate on into Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and it's a 11-9 score now in favor of the Spirit. And it will be considered to be a power play goal. Quality check between players 1 and 6. Between players 1 and anybody on the ice. For the Grouches. That is going to be Slowberry and anybody out there with Star. Oh man. Besides Winsome or Pinch, Grover, Sleaze, and Prickly all have Star. Excuse me. I'm thinking we're gonna roll the red die. 1, 2 is Prickly, Sleaze is 3, 4, Grover is 5, 6. Again, Prickly is 1, 2, Sleaze is 3, 4, Grover is 5, 6. And it looks like it'll be right across from him with Sullivan Prickly as he will skate on into Santa Claus, hopefully not a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. Oh man, he won't. It's a 1-goal game. It is now all of a sudden a 1-goal game as we will continue on in the next portion with a visitor scoring chance of a 25. This could tie the game, possibly tie the game. But unfortunately, it reads home goalie must make spec save. Santa Claus has a 5 spec save rating as he pulls out that big red sack of his. And Evil Steve is like, hey, that's illegal. And guess what? It's not. It is not. Santa Claus makes the spec save. Nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment, giving the North Pole Spirit some momentum here, going into the next segment with a quality check between both players in 3. That's Jingleberry and Winsome. The quality is smart. It looks like Jingleberry's going to win this one as he has smart printed on his card. So Trashmonger is to make a 1, 2, or 3 to stop it. He can't, and all of a sudden, it's a 2-goal game now. Spirit take a 12-10 lead here in this matchup in the battle for Christmas. They need to add on some insurance here. We continue on in this segment with a quality check between players 5. And anybody in the ice for the Grouches. The quality that we're looking for is skill. Either way, it's going to be a tie, so we'll go right across from them with Grover, as both players in 5 have skill, and that is going to be all she wrote for that segment, and we will move on to the next portion. The next segment here in this matchup. Home scoring chance of a 64. Home defense stop breakaway chance. Visitor goalie must make spec save. Trashmonger needs to net a 1 or 2 to stop it, which he will do so. Nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment. Quality check, excuse me, a penalty check, I should say, between players 2 and 3. Gil Christmas and James. It looks like Cookie Gil Christmas is going to go to the box as Edgy James. As the ref sees Edgy James go like, was that a little cheating thing that you did? And James is like, no. So Santa Claus is going to have to make it 1, 2, or 3 to do so. He doesn't. He gets away with it. James makes it a 1-goal game with almost 6 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock and counting. We will stay put in this segment with a quality check between players 3 and anyone in the ice for the Grouches for skill. Well, either way, pick your poison. We're going to go right across from them with Crab. As both guys have the same rating of skill, and we will move on to the next segment with, excuse me, we got ourselves a a visitor scoring chance of a 64. Visitor defense stop breakaway chance. Excuse me. Home goalie must make play save, so Trashmonger needs to net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. Oh, excuse me, home goalie. Sorry, Santa Claus needs to net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. My fault. He doesn't tie game. Unbelievable. Let's see who scored the goal. 9. Second best shot rating is going to take it. So Hornung has the best out there. So it's between pinch and double cross. Oh man. It'll be pinch. And it will be double cross. So double cross is gonna skate home the game tying goal, and the Grouches catch up to the Spirit, all knotted up at 12 apiece. And Evil Steve is like, my plan is going perfectly. And the ref sees that. It's like, what did you just say? And Evil Steve is like, oh, nothing. We stay put in this segment with a quality check between players 1 and 5. That's Buzzlewitz and Hornung. The quality that we're looking for is hit. Buzzlewitz has hit. So he will skate on in to Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He does to keep things all knotted up at 12 all. And we will go on to the next segment with a penalty check between players 1 and 2, Golden Bells and Sleaze. It looks like Sleaze is going to go to the box. Golden Bells has a chance to take the lead here. 1, 2, or 3 will do so to stop it. Oh man, and it will to keep this game tied. The Spirit, the Grouches maintain a tight, like a really, really tight tie here. Next goal is probably going to win it. We move on to a home scoring chance of a 43. This could possibly it. Any home player with a triangle creates a goal. Yes, either Snowball or Snow Bubbles is going to take the goal here. Or Ivy, excuse me. Let's have the right die decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, Snowball, that's 1, 2. Snowball is 1, 2. Snow Bubbles is 3, 4. Ivy is 5, 6. And it looks like it'll be Alabaster Snowball and the Spirit with less than 3 minutes to go, take a 13-12 lead. Can they hang on? Another home scoring chance of a 54. Visitor defense player in 5. That's Smelly. He stops a spirit goal with a quality roll of skill or a square. Oh, he has skill printed out on his card. Well, either way, it's a 1-goal game. And we will move on to the next segment. A quality check between players 3 and 2. That is going to be Jingleberry and Ugly. He's ugly, I know. Jingleberry has smart. Of course, the battle is for smart, and Jingleberry has it. So he's going to skate on into Trashmonger to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and the Spirit are going to escape the empty net mini chart and keep and maintain a 2-goal lead with less than a minute to go. Excuse me, with less than 2 minutes to go, I should say, as we move on to another home scoring chance. My goodness, it's going to be a 12. Visitor goalie must make play save. So 1, 2, or 3 will do so for Trashmonger. He he doesn't. Guess what, folks? Christmas may be saved. Oh my goodness. The Spirit take a 15-12 lead. Let's see who scored it. 8. Okay, choice player. So whenever this happens, we're going to re-roll the red die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a re-roll. 5. That's Hadwin Ivy. So Ivy is going to probably seal up the game winner. Seal up the game winner here with less than 60 seconds to go and counting. As we continue on in this segment with a quality check between players 1 and 2, Slowberry and Ugly. The quality that we're looking for is speed. Keep finding some qualities that are not there or tied, or to tie things up to not allow the Grouches to come back in this one. We move on to the next segment, and this will probably be the final one here. Home scoring chance of a 53. Visitor defense player in 4, that's Pinch. He stops the goal with a quality roll of hits or a square. Although he does not have a square, he does have hits. So that is going to be well enough to seal up the victory for the North Pole Spirit. We will play one more segment, allowing the clock to run out, and that is going to be a penalty check between players 3 and 5, Fourth Wind and Grover. Grover's going to go to the box. Unfortunately, Figgy Fourth Wind's going to skate on into Trashmonger. This is the final segment of the game, and it will be a 1, 2, or 3 to stop it. It won't. It's a 16-12 lead, courtesy of Figgy Fourth Wind. And that is going to be all she wrote, folks. Happy and Merry Christmas as the North Pole Spirit from out of nowhere take the battle for Christmas 16-12 here on this episode of Goal Scoring on this special edition of the Hockey Blast Express Hour Christmas Eve edition of Goal Scoring Frenzy. The Spirit hang on to win it by a final of 16-12. Well, with that being said, if you liked what you saw today, a like is very much appreciated. As well, if you would like to leave any suggestions for feedback on today's episode or past episodes, do not hesitate. But please, no derogatory language. Evil Steve is like, this isn't over, Santa Claus. I'll be back next year and to take my rightful place as the Christmas king. Santa Claus is going like, you, sir, are going to be on the naughty list. The North Pole Spirit again hang on to win this battle for Christmas 16-12. Stay tuned for the Biddy Bear game summary presented by your favorite Biddy Bear products. And again, we remind you, if you choose to drink Biddy Beer, please, on this very special holiday, please remember to always drink responsibly. As always, with Biddy Beer, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Biddy Beer. Well, and it seems what a classic battle for Christmas we have just witnessed here on this latest episode of Goal Scoring Frenzy for the Hockey Blast Express Hour. And with that, here's your Biddy Beer game summary from this huge battle for Christmas between the North Pole Spirit and the South Pole Grouches. The Spirit would pull off a huge upset after the Grouches tied the game up at 12, as the Spirit would unleash four unanswered goals to seal up the deal and save Christmas. Your totals are as follows. We have played a total of 14 periods officially, um, but time expired as the 15th period was about to begin. We played about 54 segments, and we played an extra segment with about a few seconds left on the clock. There were a total of 42 quality checks, which in turn, the Spirit won 13, and the South Pole Grouches won only 9. Those quality check wins that turn into goals, the South Pole Spirit, excuse me, the South Pole Grouches, I should say, um, tuned up to wind up the puck and shoot it into the back of the net for 5 goals off quality check wins, and the North Pole Spirit would unleash 7. Your quality check wins percentages are as follows. The South Pole Grouches would win 21.4% of their quality check wins, and the North Pole Spirit would win 31% even. Your star of the game, of course, I had to pick Figgy Forthwind as he would net a hat trick with 3 goals and net a quality check win. With that being said, I hope you, and if you do celebrate, I do want to wish you and your loved ones a very merry and happy and blessed Christmas, as well as a great, safe, and happy New Year. For those of you that don't celebrate, I do wish you all the best and nothing of the best in the new year. We hope that you enjoyed this special Christmas Eve edition of Goal Scoring Frenzy between the North Pole Spirit and the South Pole Grouches as they battle it out for Christmas. But unfortunately for this week, we have to say arrivederci, adios, goodbye for right now. But never fear, let's see what's coming up next time here on the Hockey Blast Express Hour. And it looks like we are going to have another rivalry night game for you in action as the we revisit the 2018-19 season as the Vegas Golden Knights renewed will pick up their rivalry between the 2018-19 San Jose Sharks. We hope that you can make it for that episode on New Year's Eve next week here on the Hockey Blast Express Hour. We hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. We look forward to bringing you more episodes of Rivalry Night, Stanley Cup Finals rewind matchups, and goal scoring frenzy throughout the 2025-26 National Hockey League season.